Hello beautiful people, and welcome to the 4th episode of this Racing and RTR series. What you see here is the track one day before the race. It is the rainy season and no one has been able to run, let alone practice for this race. To make matters worse, I haven't been able to set up the car properly. I haven't rebuilt the shocks or done any checks on the car. You saw me swerve to the side of the start of the qualifying session. That was me getting out of everyone's way just to see if the servos are working properly. For those not staying until the end of the video, I'm happy to report that we did well enough to finish 4th in the A main. And please leave a like, subscribe or support our Patreon page before you leave. Back to the video. I finished 4th in the A main for this race, but I need to put on the disclaimer first. The bad weather saw many of the usual foreign drivers pull out of this end of year race. This meant that it was a thin field, but it also improved my chances of doing well. A lot of the top drivers also set up for this race, but I finished behind 3 of the fastest current guys in Brunei, so I am happy with the result. In an earlier video, I mentioned that the stock pipe struggled in the low end, however I would continue using it to see how it would fare. I went up on the diff oils but still struggled to clear the jumps. You can see me going really wide here to give me enough run-up room, but I still couldn't clear the triple. I also failed to clear the main jump beside the straight consistently enough. During the race, I would opt to drive in a more safe and conservative manner, but it also meant that I was 4 to 5 seconds slower than the other guys. My plan for this series was to drive the car completely stock in its RTR form, but the tires came unglued in the first race, and I haven't reglued them since. Also, this happened. I thought the engine was flooded at first, but I was wrong. The pull start had just completely conked out. So my first advice to anyone buying an RTR to race will probably be getting a starter box. A pull start will work fine for bashing, but it is just too stressful to use during a race. At this time, I made the decision to just cut the pull start cord and borrow a starter box as I was running out of time. My pit strategy initially was to refuel every 5 minutes, but this got extended to 6 as there was still fuel in the tank during our initial first few pit stops. The other drivers were also pitting around the 6-minute mark.
Okay, drivers ready, master ready. 5, 4, 3, all cars down, go!
I'm starting the final main in the last spot, and I quickly made up a few spots going into the 3rd and 4th corner. I was in 3rd position when I got bumped into the pipes by another car, putting me into last place again. I tried to be aggressive and made up a few more positions, just to drop back into last again after running into the pipes just before the start-finish straight. I calmed myself down and realized that the bad weather and tough conditions of the track meant that everyone else was struggling too. The track was still wet, so the cars had a big impact in shaping the racing line with each passing lap. This meant that no one knew which lines to take. The cars were also getting heavier by every lap. I would like to point your attention to the green car that just overtook me. This is a Mugen driven by Eddie, currently one of the fastest drivers in Brunei. Eddie was outright faster than me on this day, but I noticed that even he was struggling to keep his car on 4 wheels. There was only 3 marshals for this race, which meant car rescues were slow, and this allowed me to catch up to him every time he had an unfortunate incident. It gave me confidence that I could be at least in the running for a good result as long as I don't crash. Fast forward to the 50-minute mark. Brian, who is piloting a Kyosho MP9, is currently sitting in first, a handful of laps in front of Eddie in second. Eddie, who flamed out a couple of laps ago, is on the same lap as me in third. I, meanwhile, am 2 laps ahead of Jura and his Mugen. Jura finished in third in the last race in the A main, so I knew he was a pretty fast driver. I was pretty much guaranteed the final spot on the podium when this happened. This was the lap for my final scheduled pit stop. I was running low on fuel when my car flipped and flamed out. Unfortunately, the marshals did not pass the transponder detectors when they rescued my car, which put me a lap down. The second flameout meanwhile allowed Jura to power into third.
Isi minyak penuh saja, jalan sudah.
There was just not enough time left for me to mount a comeback against Jura. I would finish 4th in the end, but I see this as a big win. This 1-hour race has taken a toll on the car. The clutch bell bearings are pretty much shot and the pull start is gone. I am also close to giving up on the stock exhaust pipe. Everything else is still working well though. I did not experience any glitching with the radio system, a common complaint amongst RTR users, and the servos are still going strong. There was nothing broken and I haven't bent anything. I have decided to start pushing the car to its limit for the next race though. The new season begins in January. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, comment or subscribe. Better yet, help support the growth of this channel by becoming a Patreon. Thank you.